Hey YouTube, we're coming at you with the Catch Cup. We're going to look at Delphox with the community move Blast Burn, plus the Mystical Fire is a new move too. And so two things with this Catch Cup. So one, Niantic messed up. It is over the full season, 3 months. So there's a lot of Pokemon in here, which is nice. The pros and cons is, as you're going to see in these battles, there are teams that are just wild. Like I'm having fun with this. You're going to see Tyrant this afternoon. So check that out. But there's also teams that are running. I think one of my teams, I saw a Lantern knocked Owl Core, and it's just like, okay, fine. And I get it, it makes sense. Like if you're trying to grind, you want to use the best. But so it's really wild what you're going to get. It's all over the place. Let's talk about Delphox. So in this title, I put it's garbage because it kind of is. Fire Spin is kind of slow to get to Blast Burn and Mystical Fire. Blast Burn itself is fine. I don't like the two typings, the Psychic and the Fire. It's just like, because Fire you're weak to Rock, Ground, Water, and then the Psychic you add Ghost, Dark. It's just like there's so many weaknesses that are in this. So it's just like, and it's so glassy because it only gets up to like level like 16, 17. So you're gonna see it perform pretty badly. It was a tale of two sets though with this team. The first set I went 0-5 with, so I'm going to show you a bunch of losses right away. And the second set I went 4-1 with, so I'm going to show you the second set too. Relicanth is one I already had built up. I built it up earlier in the season for one of those like smaller metas. I forget which one. It worked well in the meta. It doesn't work as well in open. And then Skunk here, it is a rank 4 Ultra League. So I have no problem powering this up to the Great League for this week because I'm going to be powering up to Ultra League soon anyways. So not too soon. I'm still hunting, and this is a good week to hunt. I'm hunting all those XLs through all those skunks that are in the wild right now. So don't really want to take a super effective foul play, so shield that. Out comes a Lantern. And this Pokemon, like the Skuntank, is pretty good. It's a little glassy in the Great League, like because it only gets up to like level 20 something in the Great League, but in the Ultra League it's going to get up to like level 50, maybe even 51 with Best Buddy. So I think it has way more play in the Ultra League. As you saw here, like I had a Poison Jab advantage, and now they just got off multiple surfs, which put me within like one spark to take me out. Luckily that does not take me out, so I will get this. Again, this team is flawed because Relicanth is water too. So, I mean, it's rock, so I think that neutralizes it. Does it neutralize it? I don't think so. I think it's only maybe ground that neutralizes it. Anyways, either way, come in there, get off a Blast Burn, catch a foul play. Relicanth is actually pretty tanky. Yeah, like it could take like 3 foul plays quite easy. Have an Ancient Power here. The problem with this Pokemon is that it's just like, it's tanky, but it doesn't seem to hit too hard. Like this is a super effective Ancient Power, and I guess it does put in like the deep yellow, so like it's not too bad. I'm gonna shield up an Earthquake, thinking that like maybe I can get like Water Gun Aqua Tail off to take this out. So get up as high as I can, throw the Aqua Tail. This will take it out if they let it go. I think they shield and take me out because then they have their Umbreon, which will one-shot the Delphox. I do get to a Blast Burn. I remember this though. Because I caught the foul play, so they're drawing energy. I do get to the Blast Burn, and you throw the Blast Burn because it's the super effective move. Not super effective. It's like the harder hitting move, and it is quite a good move. But again, only like 55% damage there. So not amazing. Foul play, just one shot. Like you're so glassy. Another Dark Lead, so it's just like, okay, fine. They get out into Quillfish. So whenever they're going to get out, this is when I would go Mystical Fire. Because Mystical Fire is a worse move, but it lowers their attack. Guaranteed. So if you have a Pokemon like a Quillfish, so if you never played Quillfish before, Quillfish is very spammy, but very glassy. If you are at a move first, you get to the Mystical Fire and Blast Burn at the same time. So if it's a Pokemon that you are going to one-shot, I'm fine baiting there because they're almost always going to shield. Almost always. Not always, but almost always going to shield. And then, so Rock does not resist electric because I'm getting super effective from these sparks. If you cannot one-shot, I would go straight Blast Burn. And there was one of them, probably, I maybe put it in here. One of them I just went straight Blast Burn, and they didn't shield, and it almost took them out. So in this battle, I'm like, you know what, Delphox is kind of useless. Let's just get like that Surf almost takes it out. I can't even get to a move, so I gotta go in here and eventually shield anyways. So Lantern is just absolutely wrecking this team. They're at another move. Again, Lantern's broken. I hope they fix it. I'm not optimistic that they will. So I'm double shielding. Mandibuzz comes in. I honestly expected this to... I know Mandibuzz is tanky, so I shouldn't be too surprised. They shield the first one. I get the second one off. And the poison jabs are adding up. So I'm thinking like a Sludge Bomb. Like, between the poison jab and Sludge Bomb, probably should put it in like the deep yellow and the red here, no? And I don't think I did. I don't think I did at all. No, like that's fairly healthy yellow still. So still taking multiple poison jabs. Tried to catch and just... Yeah. So Delphox right now is not doing great. Just so... And the problem is like Lantern... When you have Lantern in this meta still, because Lanterns seem to be everywhere, which they were. Like I already have one built for Great League. I've gotten almost... Yeah, I have enough XLs for Ultra League now if I want to build one. I just don't have the hundo. So there's your Lantern Octawa core in the Catch Cup. So I'm going to get destroyed with this team. So I'm already down a shield. And like, they have a Lantern, which will beat the other two Pokemon. So I think I quit pretty early in this one. So anyways, I was doing terrible. I'm like, this team sucks. Delphox sucks. I just want to like put in perspective like how glassy these Pokemon are, and how not good Delphox is. So to put it in perspective against, let's just say Lantern, because Lantern's kind of broken. It's the stamina that kills you. So attack is high, 132, which is what you expect, right? It's very more attack heavy, but even not that attack heavy. So way higher than Lantern. Lantern's only 103. Where the main difference is the stamina. Delphox has 112 stamina, and Lantern has 199. And that you're going to see the same thing with the Owl. Owl has a higher defense and then 171 stamina. So the 112 stamina just seems so bad. Like, I'm just trying to think of other glass cannons just to give you guys an idea of how glassy this thing is. Let's see. Surfetched maybe. Yeah, Surfetched is 100 stamina, right? But it has a higher attack, so Surfetched. What else is a glass cannon in Great League? Zangoose, maybe? But even Zangoose, I think it has a lower defense. Higher attack, lower defense, but higher stamina too, 121. What else is a glass cannon in Great League? I'm trying to think of like an off-meta something in Great League that can just show just how pathetic this is. Too tanky. Beedrill. I'll just do Beedrill. Yeah, so Beedrill has about the same. Slightly lower attack, slightly lower defense, and then 20-point higher stamina, right? So it's just a very, very, very glassy Pokemon. Fire Spin just does not seem to get the energy required. So even at best, IVs 0, 11, 14 is the best IVs. It's only at 18.5, right? And so you can't play an 18.5 Pokemon in the Great League, especially against like all these other level 50 Pokemon. So everything was looking bad, and then I started to win here. So I'm going to shield it up. Again, it's a Surf, probably going to take me out, right? Or it may not take me out, but it's going to put me pretty low. I'm going to Mystical Fire here, which is kind of the opposite of what I just said to do. I do get a shield. I guess Blast Burn probably would have one-shotted. I'm hoping that with the lowering the attack, the Surf does not take me out. And look at that, I just got thrown right away, else I'll be taken out. So like, I lowered the attack. Had I not lowered the attack, that Surf would have taken me out with ease. I did lower the attack by times 2. So I'm going to have to take another move here, but that's fine. So I kind of hung in with Galarian Slowking. Like, that's good, I guess. Coming to the flying fighter here. So I get the Sludge off, which is good, because now I'm just farm down range. I don't know. I assume some sort of fighting move that I really don't want to take here. So we'll take that. And then it is the other Slowbro in the back, which is really bad for this because it is a poison fast move, and it's got the Psychic subtyping too. So I can just give you another Crunch. If it has Surf, I'm probably going to be taken out actually. Oh, no, I just live enough to get off a Crunch, which will dominate. So I won, but no thanks to Delphox. Like, thank you, Skunk. Skunk sweep in there. Delphox into Scrafty. I'm a Psychic, so I taking resisted counters, which are still adding up. I gotta shield the Foul Play because Foul Play will 100% one shot. I'm baiting here again. I think a lot of times, like if they've got a shield from me, they're likely to shield again. Drapion comes in. This is probably where I'm gonna go Blast Burn. Yeah, down when they're already burned one shield, might as well just go for the nuke to grab a second shield, and almost one shot, right? Which is pretty good. You can do a non-stab Aqua Tail, which is basically takes you out, which is okay, I guess. Able to get a bit of farm here. I'm weak to fighting because I'm rock. So they're going to just power up punch and start ramping up. But I'm out of move. The Water Gun Aqua Tail spam is actually decent. And Relicanth is a pretty tanky Pokemon. It doesn't hit hard, but it's decently tanky. Like, that's a bumped up Scrafty doing super effective. I'm going to throw a second power punch doing super effective. And I'm still going to take it out before it takes me out. So Relicanth is actually like a... I don't think it is one that hits hard, but I think it's got some decent bulk behind it. And with that, I now have the same matchup, but with a shield. So I am okay here to take this match up as well. Just putting Relicanth and Delphox beside each other. Yeah, so they're basically inversed, right? Relicanth is 103 attack, so not a high attack, but 138 defense, 152 stamina. So pretty, not super bulky, but decent. And then, yeah, 132 for attack for Delphox, 114 and 112 stamina. 114 defense, 112 stamina. So that is that. And the Skunk is 120 attack, 96 defense, 160 stamina. Okay, so that's kind of where it's half and half there, that two surfs take you out. But again, here it is again with all these secondary, the subtyping, like weak to rock, weak to ground. You're just like shielding everything, and you're so glassy that any neutral move does like 50%. So I do Blast Burn, don't grab a shield, but I almost take it out, which is great. I'll take the super effective draw in there. Again, that's a super effective draw, and it only did 50%. So pretty decent for Relicanth just to take that super effective move there. And they have a 9 tails. So I know maybe they don't know that I have ancient power. They don't. And I got the bump. So Scrafty comes in a little too late here that I'm bumped. And these water guns and Aqua Tails will start adding up if it doesn't shield. Yeah, so this is already now down to the yellow, which is great. Delphox is going to come in here and dominate. By dominate, I mean absorb this energy. And oh, I tried to catch. I should have just let it go. What I should have done there is just let Delphox go down and let Scrafty run and let Stunfisk, wow, the Skuntank run in the back here. Because now what I did is I failed to catch. They can just kind of ramp up. I think the other Pokemon's like at like 2 HP though, so I don't think it matters too much. Oh, no, the other Pokemon is a Fairy, which is going to have a real hard time taking this out, and then I can just farm down with Fire. So, okay, not totally useless, but kind of useless. Giraffe is... See, this is good matchup because they know fighting fast move and psychic fast move, and both are resisted, and Psychic Fangs is resisted. So they lowered my defense. I'm lowering their attack. They're going to lower my defense again, but it's resisted. And they get to a third move and take me out. I'm just like, man, this thing is spammy. But I do... I have a move. I just don't know why I didn't throw. I thought I could live with Psychic Fangs, but now my defense is lower, so even though it's resisted, it takes me out. So, I mean, I got a shield, so that's cool. And now I got some energy on Skunk, which is even better. So I'm in a pretty good situation here, almost no matter what is in the back. Toxapex. So this is not bad, because everything except for Brine is resisted here. Just like everything of mine, except for Crunch is resisted. So I am likely to shield. Yeah, just because I know that we're now even shields, and it just helps me kind of better visualize the matchup, what I need to do here. What I need to do is probably, I was going to say eventually catch on relicanth, but they came in here and I just want to get this Crunch off because this will do decent chip damage, and now I'm just, yeah, force them to throw. So the last thing I want to do is come in here because Relicanth's Rock is to take 2 close combats on that. So goodbye, Skunk. Thank you for your sacrifice. I will now shield up 1 here because they're not going to get to 3. They will get to 2 though. So I had to just let the Skunk go. And now hopefully I can just farm down, which I can because every single move is resisted. So got some wins with this team in a meta that is still has a lot of, I mean, it's not surprising. There were the Noctowl, the Lanterns, A9tails. They were everywhere during the season, and if you got a good IV one, building it up makes sense. So that's it. Don't use Delphox. I think Delphox will have play in like some very, very limited metas, like a Psychic or Fire meta that doesn't have a lot of everything, right? How many weaknesses does this thing have? It's got to have, I already mentioned 5, but I'm probably missing some. Yeah, Delphox with Fire Spin, Blast Burn, Mystical Fire is ranked 441 on PV Poke. No, just a 5. Dark and Ghost because of the Psychic, and then Ground, Rock, and Water because of the Fire. Still, that is 5 weaknesses. You do have a lot of resistances. Steel, Psychic, Ice, Grass, Fire, Fighting, and Fairy. But again, you're just so glassy. So I think it has play in very limited metas. But again, you got 5 weaknesses there that are very, very common and all good moves, like good typings. Water, Rock, Ground, Ghost, Dark, they all hit pretty hard. So kind of limited in my opinion. Anyways, that's it. If you want to see what a glass cannon looks like, stay tuned this afternoon. Tyrant, true glass cannon. I'll talk about it in the video because I used it for factions constantly. It's a very, very like safe Pokemon, surprisingly. So I will go over that in the video. But that is it. So I appreciate you watching. Appreciate the thumbs up and comments, and I will see you guys in the next one.